is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Great Bend Panther baseball traveled to Wichita State's X Stadium for their first round matchup in the 5A state tournament against Bishop Carroll, where they lost the Golden Eagles 6-0.
The Hoisington Cardinals saw their baseball season come to an end on Thursday afternoon at the 3A state tournament to the hands of the number 1 seed in the tournament, the Humboldt Cubs. Hoisington scored a run in the first to go up 1-0. Humboldt would come right back on a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first to make it 2-1. They would add 2 more in the third, and that's how we would finish a 4-1 count to the Humboldt Cubs.
From the Class 4A state baseball tournament, the Larned Indians pulled even with the defending champs McPherson Bullpups in the 4th inning, making the score 3-3. But the Pups responded with 3 more in the bottom half of the inning, went on to add a couple more runs en route to an 8-3 win.
We've got years of experience going here, and the staff, they know their role, they know what to expect, and it is kind of an interesting tournament too because it's just field 1. We're used to running multiple fields.
Lashley said our expectation is that we're going to war and that we are gunning for that first place champion spot.
Some people would think we have that pressure on us, but I really don't feel that. I'm ready to go back in there and show them what we can do and honestly try to get that school record, because if we get that school record, then that's a first place automatically.
Try to have as much fun as I can and try to not think about how big the moment is and just do as best as I can and not worry about who else is throwing and get a good one out there early so I can relax and just do me.
Derek White, 4 for 5. Boston has 10 threes in the first half. A steal by Jalen Brown. A transition layup with the right hand. He's got 15 in the first half, and the lead back to 17.
He's face down. The puck is loose. Up top, Haskinen, left side shot. Score! Pavelski! A one-timer! Joe Pavelski keeps the Dallas season alive.
He shot a Pavelski right in there. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. You're a Pavelski, Hesher. Your mic's not on. Sorry about that.
Well, that's okay. Nobody has any interest in what I have to say anyway.
Yes,
so
they
you
do.
shut me off anyway.
They do. That was shown by all the tweeter talk last night at K-State. People care what you say. Welcome to the Friday show here as... Man, things are busy right now. We're going to get a track update with Aaron Clark. He's handling all the track updates today. We're talking with Connor Nickel. We'll get a recap of yesterday's state baseball and softball. Roger Ward coming in to talk Great Bend Batcat baseball, their season opener a week from today. And we'll go trackside at Cessna Stadium in Wichita to talk with our own Mike Corson. So Mike's down there, so he'll give us an update on how things are going with the Great Bend Lady Panthers and what he's seen so far. So we're going to do that today. Busy show, as this is the final Friday until the boys come back in August on Fridays. I'll still get my Friday off.
There'll be a couple shows you're on before football starts,
Okay,
right?
all right, I guess. Right, okay, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, Sounds of the Past. Oh, and we have a Tuesday show. We're going to have a big wrap-up show on Tuesday. All right, Aaron Clark had the call yesterday on B104.3 The Point as chalk prevails at Wichita as Bishop Carroll beats the Great Bend Panthers by the score of 6-0. Great Bend's season comes to an end.
Tough break for the Panthers. Great game for the Bishop Carroll pitcher. Stroman was out there for him, or Shorman. Can't remember exactly. 7 strikeouts, only 1 batter walked. I think only 2 hits, maybe only 1, depending on how you want to count it. It was a tough break for the Panthers. Got some quality pitching faced against them from Bishop Carroll. But I think the big thing, you got to think of it as a stepping stone for the Great Bend Panthers. They're a young team, not even expected to make the state tournament this year. And you got to look at it as a building block, maybe a launch pad for the next couple of years for Great Bend baseball.
Okay, Mike Hesher had the call yesterday on 100.7 Eagle Country as Humboldt beats the Hoisington Cardinals 4-1. Good ball game.
It was a great ball game, and I kind of say what Aaron said about Hoisington. They have a chance to, they only lose 3 seniors, obviously good 3 seniors, but I had talked about Humboldt. They had 6 sophomores in the starting lineup. They had a senior and a junior on the roster. That was it. But as you mentioned earlier today, the senior did hit the 2-run home run pitch for Humboldt. So,
yeah, and threw a 2-hitter.
And threw a 2-hitter, yeah. So, who knows what's going to happen there. But Hoisington, just a couple little minor mistakes, and that was the ball game.
Class 4A, Randy Gehring had the call yesterday. Larned falls to McPherson by a score of 8-3, but Larned clawed back and got that thing tied. They only got 2 hits yesterday, but McPherson kind of gave up some walks and some opportunities like that and some errors, and it was tied 3-3, so that's a pretty good deal. But they didn't win. So all of our local teams, we have a full studio again here.
Well, not quite. Mike's not here. Corson's not here.
See, Corson's like a kid at a candy shop. It's got to be like Christmas morning for him being at state track.
Well, if you guys would have won, I'd have been here by myself today.
Wouldn't that have been
I was kind of hoping for that. I sat there by myself one time.
Really?
By myself.
How'd that go?
Not very well.
He takes solo flights all the time with in the morning show.
Well,
on
I know.
Trading Post.
I got my co-hosts out there, the callers. They're the ones that make that show run.
So it's not you?
Oh, heavens no.
Okay.
I was a little giddy this morning, though. I was going to get in trouble.
Chris Humphreys, he was in Wichita yesterday, but he's still running the tournament at the same time because he's got a really good staff, Grape Bend Rec. And, of course, Chris went down to watch his son play at the 5A state tournament. But talking about as many tournaments as they've done now, this is kind of easy. You just got 4 games. We've got 1 game going at once. We kind of got this down to a science right now.
You think back when they had the KCAC tournament there, not just a few weeks ago, the environment was buzzing, just electric. So many people around, all 4 fields being used at a time, and now just the one. I do like what he said. You may think, it's just small town schools, like we may not be having a lot of people. Those small town schools, they travel so well. We get so many people, so many fans out there to watch the games.
I just wonder if Kevin Sapezi was around. Part of the Elkhartonians who are in town yesterday. Elkhart beating KC Christian 2-0. So Elkhart 21-1 taking on Marion today at 1:15. Looking for a score from Pittsburgh Colgan and Onega. Pittsburgh Colgan beat Little River 12-5. Onega beat Medicine Lodge 8-7. So Onega and Pittsburgh Colgan, that first game. Third place game coming up at 3:30. Championship game at 5:45. Still working the kinks out of this thing here. How do you get off?
The new phone.
Stop.
What's the problem over there?
Well, it just doesn't shut off. I get a text and it just keeps going and going and going.
Technology.
I'll say that at Pittsburgh Colgan upset was a surprise to everyone who doesn't listen to this show because we were on top of it.
Not very often, my friend, but that one we had.
That's why we gotta stake our flags and our wins because we were there ready for the upset.
Okay, we had Great Bend Panthers in studio yesterday. Kendall Blessing, I like that. Well, Lashley said this, we're going to treat this like war as they try to upset St. James Academy. So Kendall, she's in the javelin. Sadie Spray in 4 events, talking about being on the defending 4x100-meter relay team, not feeling any pressure with that. They want to go out and break the school record again. And Matthew Mater, talking about how he's going to approach the 5A javelin today. NBA playoffs last night. The Celtics refusing to go quietly as they extended the Eastern Conference Finals to a Game 6 tomorrow night. Call on ESPN. Jaylen Brown got a steal, flushed a dunk. In traffic, gave Boston a 17-point first-half lead. Boston goes on to rout the Heat 110-97. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll have a Game 6 tomorrow night. We'll have it right here on
1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM, hopefully.
Yes.
Can I say something about Derek White, who had, 4 threes in the first half for Boston? He was from the University of Colorado. I watched him a year in Colorado, but he also came from UCCS, Colorado Springs. He was a Division II player before transferring to CU.
Did UCCS ever get a new gym?
I didn't. I just went to the event center.
I mean, the Great Bend Middle School gym is bigger than what the University of Colorado Springs gym was.
I think that's when he went to, but yeah, he's from there.
Let's get the University of Colorado Springs taking on Barton Community College in the Great Bend Middle School. Let's see it. Let's get it scheduled.
That'd be a 4-year against a 2-year, though.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair.
Barton might have better athletes, but
well, that's true.
I was believing in Barton. It can be an exhibition game.
And the call on 96.7 FM, The Ticket. the ticket in Dallas. Joe Pavelski scoring the winning goal in OT on a power play. Stars beat the Golden Knights 3-2. It's never happened in the NBA. I think it's happened in the NHL before where a team rallies from 3 down. Now, I know that what you're going to bring up.
You already know what's going on in my brain. Boston, the Red Sox, came back against the Yankees.
Could it be?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, no.
Game 6 in Miami.
I got too much faith in Jimmy Buckets. Is that
Jimmy Buckets?
Jimmy Buckets,
best playoff performer in the NBA.
Yeah, but see, it's made them kind of shrink up a little bit here. You know, you go back, you better get this one. What if Boston does win? You go back to Boston for Game 7.
That's what I think if Miami doesn't end it in Game 6, it becomes much harder for them in Game 7, having to go back to Boston, having lost all the momentum, win completely taken out of their sails. Because as good as it feels to have a 3-0 lead, I imagine having it tied up 3-3 after that can't feel too good.
Well, and you know the Celtics, they'll turn up the heat in the
no, that's not the
garden.
No,
it's like 85 degrees.
They actually have air conditioning, and it's not
it's not the old Boston Garden.
No, with those guys down there with coal on their faces, they'd be shoveling that stuff in, and of course there's no air conditioning in there.
Not the old Boston Garden.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lakers still whining about losing that one, don't they?
That was the secret to Bill Russell. He was incredible. Couldn't be affected
by it. Well, they didn't have to worry
heat.
about it then. I mean, basketball season didn't end in July back in those days. Okay, congratulations going out to Brent Biggs. He is the Jayhawk West Coach of the Year for the second straight year. That's the third time that Brent has won that in his 9 seasons at Barton. The Cougars went 51-10 on the season. Also had 9 players on the All-Regions, on the Jayhawk West team, and 2 on the All-Region 6 team. You can see who they are on GrapeNPost.com. Royals didn't play yesterday. They will take on the Nationals tonight to open a 3-game series. We'll have it for you here on KVGB starting at 6:30 tonight. You know, next week they have back-to-back days off.
Do they really?
Yeah, they play the Cardinals on Monday and Tuesday, then don't play on Wednesday and Thursday,
right.
And then they come back and play on Friday.
It's a quirk in the schedule.
A quirk.
A quirk. Not Jamie, but a quirk.
Look at that. You know who Jamie Quirk is, don't you?
He has no idea who Jamie Quirk is.
Yeah, huh?
Come on, mess with the old school boys.
And the Big 12, we have a Sunflower Showdown at the Big 12 tournament. KU takes on K-State this afternoon at 3 o'clock. That'll be an elimination game. KU beat by TCU yesterday 14-4. K-State eliminates Texas with a 6-0 win. The other game, an elimination game tonight, Oklahoma State against Oklahoma. Track update. You've been following it on 100.7 Eagle Country. Some nuggets here to pass along to us.
We've got a couple state champions already in the area.
Really? Good.
Yeah, Shellamay Farmer taking a first place spot in the pole vault, back-to-back titles in pole vault for Miss Farmer over there in Hoisington. And then to go along with,
she go?
I believe it was over 11. I want to say 11 and a half.
Really?
If I saw that right. I can't confirm. I don't have that. Excuse me. Can't confirm that. I don't have that listed on my sheet here. But another state champion, Alec Carlson for Pawnee Heights in the long jump.
We've heard of his name a lot from Mike Corson all year long.
Exactly.
So
he's one who, if you've been listening, he's a dynamic athlete for him. You'll see him a couple more times today, including, so he got first in the long jump. We'll see him in the high jump and the triple jump. Pretty expected. Also in the javelin, which I feel like sometimes for the
So he's in 4 events.
4 events. 3
How about
jumping,
Pawnee Heights
1
winning the
throwing.
championship? Get 40 points and post that up there and see if somebody can beat it in 1A where you've got a lot of different schools. Huh?
The competition so far, and that's been one of the things I wanted to bring up. So many different schools placing in the top 8 in the prelims, just in 1A and even 2A a little bit as I've been looking into there. Bunch of different schools. Like always, not going to necessarily need an incredibly high score to win the state title in those lower classes. Just going to have to string together some wins and get points where you can. Another point getter so far, this one for Otis Bison over in 1A, Destiny Mitchell. She got 6th in the 3,200-meter run this morning, and then also was able to come out and place 7th in the high jump. So 4 points scored there for Otis Bison from Miss Mitchell on the morning.
Yeah, I like the way they're doing that. They run some of the 32s on Friday because it used to be you'd start at 7:50 in the morning and then go through to 11:20 because they had all 12 classes of the 32s. So
I believe now they have the smaller 3 classes in the morning with the larger 3 wrapping it up in the evening.
And then they alternate tomorrow. They'll flip it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, we need to get going here. Connor Nichols up next, and also Roger Ward coming in. We'll check in with Mike Corson in Wichita. It's Sports Day on KVGB.
Farmers depend on their equipment, and equipment depends on its fuel. Cenex Premium Diesel works as hard as you do and comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster even cleans up your injectors and prevents injector fouling, so your equipment can keep firing on all cylinders to make every day a field day. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Contact American Plains Co-op in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor today.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Now showing at the Schaefer Gallery, Things I Saw in the Sky, an art exhibition by Shannon Trevelyan and Laura Lee Emmel. This exhibit features the dynamic paintings of these two talented artists that is full of images from dream and mythos. The Schaefer Gallery is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is always free. Things I Saw in the Sky, an exhibition that runs through June 16th at the Schaefer Gallery, where the Old West meets the future.
At Clara Barton Medical Clinic, we are more than just your healthcare provider. We are your friends, your family, and your neighbors, and are here for you through every stage of life. Our clinic offers a variety of services under one roof, including routine exams, vaccinations, specialty services, same-day appointments, and walk-in clinic. There's no better feeling than receiving friendly and compassionate care from the people you know and trust. Clara Barton Medical Clinic. Hometown care from hometown people.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Connor Nickel joining us right now. State baseball and softball. All right, Connor, just head off. The things that stood out for you from yesterday's baseball and softball quarterfinal day. Okay, Mike, Phil.
Yes, okay.
Phil.
Okay. We'll tell you, we have had a discussion on whether we should tell you this or not, but we are having some difficulties on 1590 KVGB, but 95.5 is on, so if you're listening on 95.5, that's fine, and it's streaming. So if you're on 95.5 or streaming, you can tell the other people who are thinking, where is Sports Day, that they can turn to where you guys are at, because it looks like we may have had a power supply go out at 1590, and obviously the phone hung up on Connor Nickel as well. So Steve is working on that right now, as we'll talk some baseball here with Connor, and I will tell you about the team in Manhattan yesterday. Enjoyed that stadium very well. Twington Family Stadium, I believe is what they call it, and it was a wonderful place. A lot of activities going on around Kansas State and building facilities for the athletic department. It's pretty nice.
Hello. All right, we have you back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I had a big lineup set for you, big lead in, and then all of a sudden we got the tone. So Connor Nickel with us, Sports in Kansas contributor, does all kinds of work. Okay, where do you want to start? High school quarterfinal day for baseball and softball yesterday, Connor.
Yeah, so, Mike Warren, of course, of Barton County fame, certainly one of the all-time great baseball coaches, has taken over the Eisenhower baseball program, and Eisenhower baseball and softball both qualified for the semis. Eisenhower softball has, if not the best pitcher-catcher combination in Kansas, certainly in the top three, with Audrey Rumsey and Carly Ford. But Eisenhower baseball pulled a slide upset against Topeka Seaman. Of course, has gone to state something like 20 consecutive years. And Tyner Horn, a Wichita State signee, was brilliant again. We wrote about him some last year, and my colleague Bethany Bowman talked to him last night, and he gave credit to Coach Warren. Horn threw a shutout this season, 4-0, 8 appearances, 44.2 innings, 0 earned runs allowed. And I discovered this last night looking through some archives and things. Horn becomes the third pitcher in Kansas high school baseball history to pitch at least 30 innings and not allow an earned run. It's per the research that I have found and per the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame. He joined Shawnee Mission East Joey Wentz and Caney Valley's Jace Kaminska. Wentz, of course, is currently pitching for the Detroit Tigers right now, and Kaminska won 7 games for the Cornhuskers this spring. So obviously extremely elite company. And Tyner, of course, no freshman year because of COVID, but his last 3 years, career ERA .77, which will finish just off the all-time leader of Holcomb's Connor Van Cleve of .64. Van Cleve, of course, went on to play at KU and actually played for Pitt State this spring. So Tyner Horn, led by Mike Warren, putting together an incredible pitching career.
Yeah, that would be great if Mikey could get that championship. We'll be pulling for him down here. 3 area teams, baseball teams, in the state tournament yesterday. I was kind of hoping I'd be in the studio myself today, but we had a couple guys return home after coming up with broadcasting play-by-play losses yesterday, so I'm going to hang it on them. But Great Bend and Hoisington and Larned all stepping out of the state tournament, all of them pretty competitive games, but Great Bend going up against the number 1 seed, Hoiston going up against the number 1 seed, and Larned, the defending champion. So it was a tough go for our area teams yesterday.
Yeah, and it really was. This is something that we spoke about last week. I thought that particularly Great Bend and Hoisington had opportunities to pull upsets for sure. You saw multiple upsets, in 4A baseball, the number 1 and number 2 seeds both lost out, Clay Center and Rock Creek. Both of them very good teams, had not played particularly strong schedules. You saw in 6A baseball, Blue Valley School knocked off number 1 seed Manhattan. I thought that potentially, some upsets could occur, but I think Great Bend's got to walk away. I mean, what a great season. As we've talked about, so many young guys. Carson Humphreys is going to be a first-team All-State player for sure. Just a huge year. Hoisington, coming out of that regional, Heston had put together a great season. Those 2 teams got to be really, really proud. Of course, Larned too. I felt that McPherson was probably the best team in 4A. I will pick them to win it today. McPherson does this amazing job where they just don't overuse their pitchers at all. They used 5 pitchers against Larned. None threw more than 30 pitches, so they all have an opportunity to pitch today. They did the same thing last year. Heath Gershner is just masterful with pitch counts. Larned only 1 senior. Their first baseman. They're going to return so many key pieces. Brady Hope had a wonderful season. Obviously, he struggled a little bit against Mac, but again, Mac I think will probably win 4A. So all 3 teams have got to feel like, my goodness, we just had a great spring.
Guess what? Pitt Colgan. Can you believe that they pulled an upset of a number 1 seed? I mean, really,
Yeah,
a shocker, right?
Colgan's done this so many years. They entered, I think, one of the years they actually won state as the 8 seed. They were not tested. Just in the last half an hour or so, a team from Colgan's league, Columbus, which of course has multiple college signees. They rolled in a run rule semifinal game. They will play for a 3A baseball state championship. So again, the CNC league is just super, super strong. Frontenac, who I believe only lost to Columbus this year, never made it to state. In softball, it's been what the Mid-East League has done. Rossville was up on southeast of Saline as I came on this call in the 3A semifinals. St. Mary's in 2-1A blew out their semifinal opponent earlier today. Blue Stem, they will play McLouth for a state championship. And you see these 2-1A and these 3A teams who have beaten some 4A and 5A teams as well. A huge, just an amazing performance today in the 3A semifinal softball. Santa Fe Trail and Haven 0-0 after 7. Santa Fe Trail stud, Kaylee Washington, the KU commit, goes the full 8 innings, allows 1 hit. It's a bunt single, strikes out 19. It's a 2-run homer in the 8th inning for those only 2 runs. What an incredible player she is.
Connor Nickel with us here on the program, and I know this was one of the things that Mike Hesher is a little bit tired today because he got back later because of the first game that went 10 innings that involved Goodland. Cole Linton went 9 innings in that game, but left with a no decision.
Yeah, Goodland, you're trying to get that first ever baseball state win. Linton, just an incredible season, 4-0, 1.10 ERA this year. I listened to most of that game, and he was masterful. I mean, to go 105 pitches and 9 innings. Joe Poznanski, the great baseball writer, always said he called those Greg Maddux games.
Yeah.
Anytime you can go under 100 pitches and go 9. I mean, Linton was as good as you will see. Santa Fe Trail actually wins that game too. So obviously they win. In softball in the extra innings, baseball too. They got a drop third strike, got a runner to advance in the 9th, and they got kind of a bloop soft single to win that. So Goodland, just another unbelievable season. They pitched it really well. Obviously, they won the regional that had Russell Victoria in it. Russell Victoria certainly was a 19-1 team. So a lot of really good baseball in 3A. You can make a case that 2-1A and 3A baseball were as good as some upper classes. I think in softball for sure. I don't think there's any question about that. That was certainly the case. So the smaller schools just really performing at a really high rate. A lot of veterans on those teams, especially in softball. A lot of excellent pitching. I mean, Kaylee Washington might be the best softball player in Kansas. She was our 3A pitcher of the year last year. I think will certainly repeat in that award. And what an amazing season she's had.
Okay, Connor, what games are you looking at potential state championship games that you're anticipating that'll be really good?
Yeah, I think in 2-1A, that was said about 15 minutes prior to me hopping on this call. St. Mary's, they've got the Sing Dillon sisters against McLouth. A crazy story. One of McLouth's top players ran in the 100-meter hurdle prelims this morning, and then made roughly the hour trip, west to Pratt and played in the semifinal and then assuming the final game today. So if McLouth can go undefeated, of course they beat 4A Eudora, who is currently playing Wamego in the 4A semifinals right now. I think that will be a great contest. I think that 3A, if Rossville holds off southeast of Saline, they were up 1 when I hopped on this call in the 7th inning. Rossville will have the rematch against Santa Fe Trail. They actually had beaten SFT twice earlier this season. I know it's a track thing, but I do want to plug, Alec Carlson got his first state title this morning. I expect he will get multiple state titles this weekend. Pawnee Heights has a shot to win 1A. I think Meade, Quinter, Pawnee Heights, and Axtell are your 4 kind of separators in 1A boys track. But if Carlson can win 4 events, they've got a shot, certainly for a top 3 for sure. Depending on how points fall, they could win a state title.
Is he the only participant from Pawnee Heights?
I believe they have another boy thrower in, but potentially they could score a few more points. I think I think Axtell, if Axtell does what they're supposed to do, they should win it. But getting a top 3 trophy and a plaque to take home is certainly something that would be, because of course Alec Carlson in basketball, his best finish is a Final Four. So if he could finish top 3, it would certainly match his best finish of what has been a remarkable high school career.
I tell this story all the time, but it's because I remember it, and so and I'm old, and I can bring these stories up time and time again. Mike Tilson, Norwich High School, 1976, won 3 events, and Norwich won the state championship with 30 points. So there you go.
Yeah, and actually it's happened even going back to when I was covering for Hayes Daily. Ellis in it was either 08 or 09. I believe it was 09. They got 1 point out of a thrower, and then Whitney Taylor and Haley Wolf combined scored 46 points, and they won 2A. And so really three medalists. And then Sharon Springs, of course, when Hallie Kuhlman was going through, they took second when Hallie Kuhlman scored 40 points. And Victoria took second one year with having Taylor Kisner score all of their points, too. Yeah. And I think that was 2010.
Mine was 1976. But I was in high school at the time, so I saw it up close and personal. So, hey, Connor, we'll talk to you Tuesday on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Steve-O, as always, sir. Thanks so much.
Okay, Connor Nickel joining us, and this does a great job. Love talking to Connor each week. We will take a break. Roger Ward's going to talk Batcat baseball. Stay with us.
The time is now.
Can you imagine winning the state tournament, state title by yourself?
What would that do? What would you do? Galaxy S23 or the iPhone 14 Pro. Bring your number to us, and you can also get a $100 Visa gift card. Only at Next Tech Wireless. Home on the range.
Start a new career in the medical field with Barton Community College's Medical Assistant Program, now offered 100% online. Learn to record patient history, measure vital signs, and maintain medical records using improved virtual simulations. Join this growing field with a certificate or associate's degree from Barton. Study anywhere and get your hands-on clinical experience at a location close to you. Learn more at medassistant.bartoncccc.edu.
Hey everyone, Trey Bergen here with Ag 360 Insurance. As storm season approaches and with prices quickly rising, making sure you have enough coverage on your irrigation systems is very important. At Ag 360 Insurance, we have multiple carriers that offer competitive rates and great coverage. We'd appreciate an opportunity to earn your business. Feel free to stop by our office in St. John or give us a call at 620-549-3579. You can also check us out online at ag360insurance.com.
When you or someone you care for needs extra healthcare help at home, Golden Belt Home Health and Hospice, part of the University of Kansas Health System, is here for you. Depending on your needs, your home health team may include a nurse, therapist, and aide. They'll help with care after hospitalization, including wound care, medication management, and more. Check with your primary care provider to see if Golden Belt Home Health and Hospice can help you or your loved one.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Just like robins in your yard, when you see Roger Ward, that means the seasons are about to change.
Where did you pull that one out
I don't know. I just thought, it's Roger Ward season.
Nah,
he's back.
It's never my season.
It's back. It's summertime. Roger Ward with us, the general manager of the Great Bend Batcats, 1 week away from getting a brand new season going with a brand new league. So here we go.
Yep, it's here. I keep telling people I wish I had another week or two, but everything always works out, and no matter how hectic it is, once the season gets going, it slows down. But we're really excited. A lot of the guys showed up yesterday, and we met at the clubhouse, and we're going to have some fun tonight downtown. So here we go.
Yeah, down on Forest tonight. You're going to be down there and meet the Batcats.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate enough to be a part of tonight. You know, GB Live and the sponsors. I know Prior Automatic's a big sponsor tonight, one of them anyway, and they talked to us several months ago about being a part of it. So we're going to come, show up around 3 and start setting up, and then have our own little booth there and do some fun things, and for kids too, and a lot of giveaways. So it's going to be a good night.
So, what year is this now?
Year number 7. It's
Wow.
year number 7. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about it.
Remember 7 years ago when you didn't sleep for 6 months?
I do remember. I remember it vividly. I mean, and that's no joke. It was a
rough year.
It was a long year getting things going and hoping that things were good and orchestrated well. But we, looking back, there was a lot of mistakes I made. One of them was, I was doing it all, so I know I dropped the ball on some things like maybe banners or.
Well, you were the one-man show.
But it was, hopefully our supporters see that things are a lot smoother now, and we have a lot more support and board members, and things are looking up.
Tell me about the dynamic this year with the way the structure of the organization is. You're general manager.
Yeah, I mean,
you've always been general manager, but.
Yeah. It's just, I still don't even know how it's going to go yet, because the closer we get, and talking to some of those guys last night that finally got to our community, my juices are flowing, and then I got to remember I'm not even going to be in the dugout.
Can you get thrown out in the stands?
Oh, you can, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
I mean, unless we have some sort of big promotion or somebody had a big bet online or something, you're not going to see that, hopefully, out of me. I want to enjoy myself. It's been a long haul, and it's a grind, and some things are more important, your health and stuff, and that's really one of the main reasons I'm just not going to put myself through that schedule.
So tell me about your coaching staff this year.
So John Mariani has been the top assistant the last 2 years. He volunteers out of Barton, and he works in admissions. So he's been in the game, he's played it, been around us, he knows the program, loves it, and so he's stepping up. He's very excited. And Zach Dobbins has been with us a couple different times, once from the very beginning, and, he used to coach at Barton. And then Landon Siaka, a Great Bend kid who I coached when he was 14 or 15, and now here he is, he's a man and coaching for Great Bend High, and he's helped with several other age groups. But, I wanted to give him the opportunity to experience something different, and he jumped on it, and we're excited to have him around.
Okay, what's game night experience at Batcat games? Any new changes from last year?
Well, I mean, visibly, when you drive by or come in, you're going to see some changes, a new concession stand with different items. You're going to see a big wall in center field. You're going to see everything's pretty much painted the same color, kind of looking like a ballpark. You're going to see a big new scoreboard. And I think the field's going to be in pretty good condition too. The city was able to get the real mower from Barton when they upgraded their situation. So
the real mower,
it's a real mower. Not real, but it's a real mower.
I see you out there. Yeah. One of those ones that just had the blades cut.
Yeah,
okay, right.
I mean pushing it. But so we're going to be able to do that more often and groom it. And hopefully it shapes up to be a really nice infield and a good look from the stands too, But the city's done a really good job and we appreciate everything they've done with just making it nice.
Okay, tell me about the Jayhawk Collegiate Baseball League. That's a change, but we're getting it's kind of good. You've kind of weeded out some of the other franchises that can really cause problems for you, especially with sponsors late in the year. They come say, well, we don't want to play anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so when we originated, we were in the original Jayhawk League. Split up after 2 years. Some of the teams are in the Wichita area, and that Sunflower Collegiate League popped up, and it was just better economically for them. We ended up in there. But now we've reformed back to the Jayhawk, so there's Hayesville Derby and us that were in the Jayhawk. And then Phil Stevenson, who was with Dodge City A's, he's with the Kansas Cannons, who are in our league. And, of course, Hutch and Newton and Kingman it's a very, very strong league. Obviously the name carries a lot of weight. Not as much as you'd think because, younger generations, they just they don't really know. But it's a big deal, and we're still going to play those other teams that were in the original Jayhawk League in non-league stuff.
Okay, so we'll get Hayes in here this year? Or?
Hayes is not on it.
Okay.
Hayes, I've asked them twice, and we've done it. If they don't call me, we're never playing Hayes again until the NBC, and then we'll beat them there again. So.
Okay, so Dodge City will be on the schedule.
Dodge City and Liberal.
Okay.
Yep.
But the 7 teams, so tell me about the schedule. How do the series work?
So they're all 3-game series.
Okay.
But unlike back in the day, you don't go to a place and play 3 games. A lot of that's because of budget and stuff. So consequently, us being the team furthest away from most of them, we're doing a lot of driving. We're leaving at 2, play, get home around 1:30. And it's tough for everybody involved. We do try to stack as many games in the Wichita area against our opponents as possible and stay the night, but they're just not going to do it. Most of those teams, they don't raise the money, they don't spend the money. But 3-game series, the first half you play every team 3 times. The winner of the first half will be named. Then there's a second half, same thing. The winner of the first half and the second half will square off in a best-of-3 series, and we'll have an outright champ. We plan on being in that, and those 2 teams will be in the NBC World Series.
So if you win the first or you win the second half, you got an automatic bid.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, and so you started off with a preseason tournament.
Yeah, and that's new too. So Kingman, they're going to be a lot like us. Okay, they've kind of picked my brain a lot. Not that we've done things right, wrong, good, bad, whatever, but they've kind of molded some things after us. But they're excited just like I was when I started. Hometown, bringing it here, a lot of pride. And so they're like, we want to do something for our community. And they're going to have that preseason deal where I think everybody has 2 games. They're going to be 7-inning games because we don't want to burn a lot of pitching, but get people out there. And on Saturday, they're going to do a cool thing, media day. Walk-off wood bats, that's our sponsor, and we're trying to get some other teams on board, and we have, but they're going to be there with tent. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be fun games. And I think it just highlight Kingman, kind of like what we're going to try to do tonight and when we host the Jayhawk League All-Star game in the middle of the summer.
Baseball by the Nenasko.
I don't even know what you mean there. What's that mean?
Well, that's the Nenasko River that comes right down there by the park there.
Oh, okay. See, I was trying to think, is that geography or Nenasko? It's a cool setting there. That's why they
call them down there. Yeah,
they call them they named themselves the Islanders because it's basically feels like you're in the middle of an island.
Well, right, because on one side you've got the Nenasko, and then on
that's
the
what
other,
it is. Okay,
yeah.
see, I need to brush up on my.
It's a town that Mike Minton built,
Yeah, that's right. Mike Minton's from there.
Yes, he is.
It's a nice little town.
Start times this year for your games.
So all home games during the week are 7. Saturdays will be at 6. And Sundays, we like to have ours at 3 so people can at least enjoy one evening, maybe go out to eat, do something, wind down. But, yeah, same as usual. We're looking forward to it. We're looking to a good season. We're looking to see a lot of good crowds out there, and we're going to have a good team.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. How many returners do we have back from last year?
I think we have 7 or 8.
Okay.
And we could have had more, possibly, but that's really good. That just shows that we're doing something right here, and that they like our community too, and the people here, because really you want to attract people here, but then show them a good time, show them what we're about, and then they want to come back, or they tell their friends that are at a different college or at their college, and then we decide who we want to ask, identify those players. But yeah, so 7 or 8 coming back I feel like is a really good number.
Phil Stevenson leading the Kansas Cannons, huh?
Yeah, he sure does. Yeah, he's a
good dude.
He's a baseball legend.
Oh yeah, he is, but he doesn't know how to change a tire on his vehicle. That's a long time ago.
Okay,
that's a long time
you have
ago.
to tell me that one.
Okay, so anything else? So we've got free admission.
It's always going to be free. One of our players that came from Alabama, from the state. He plays for one of my old teammates from Kentucky at Birmingham Southern. He and his dad were there. As I was leaving the clubhouse about 9:30, there was a truck parked and just two people. It was kind of dark, but not, just looking at the field. So I pulled over, and it was Jackson and his dad, and Jackson Webster and his dad Troy. And we got to talking, and forgot where I was going with this, but it's been one of those couple weeks. Where was I going with this,
we
Webby?
were talking about start times.
No, we were way past that. We were way past that, weren't we?
So, Jackson, you just got out of the clubhouse. It's about after 9 o'clock. And you see this pickup out there in the parking lot.
I know, but what was your question before that? Man, it's not going to get any better either. The next 2 weeks, it is not going to get any better.
It was all started about start times.
I have no idea. Anyway, it was good talking to them about the facility. They just couldn't believe how nice it was, and they're thankful to be here.
You were talking about people coming back is what you were doing.
There we see. Webby, you can.
Well, he's executive producer.
Okay.
He's supposed to follow that stuff.
So we had a player from Birmingham Southern, and although Noah couldn't come back, we got another really good player from there, and so, I mean, that's kind of how it starts and how your organization can show growth, and that we're doing the right things because now people want to come here, and when they come here, they're grateful. But the upgrades to the facilities and stuff are just, it means a lot to the players, and when I recruit. So, but yes, all of our Monday through Friday games are at 7 p.m.
Did the outfield come back okay?
Outfield looks great,
Okay.
and what a deal that was that the City of Great Bend brought everybody involved, and I'm not going to say names or organizations because I'll
the
forget
Vietnam
somebody.
Veterans Memorial was there in the center field out there, and that was a perfect place to put it.
Unbelievable. That was awesome, and glad I got to witness that.
Yep. It was
and I'm glad it was there because every time I go to the ballpark, I can think about it.
Okay.
Really cool.
When are we putting statues out in center field?
Well, we'll probably start retiring a few numbers here in a few years and put some banners up and stuff.
Hesh?
I was looking for Roger's number to see if we tired that one.
Well, we ought to put it up there.
No.
We put the legends of the game and stuff. The boxcar children, we get an off rail out there. You can watch the game from the boxcar on the tracks. A lot of good things coming up.
Yes, sir.
Roger, thanks for coming in today. Looking forward to it. And stop down tonight. Where are you guys going to be located at?
So I think we're going to have a booth right in front of the Great Bend Tribune.
Okay.
And a dunk tank. And we have some cool giveaways.
Are you going to be up there?
I am, and there's going to be a special guest from in town, a very big figure coming down and said that he or she will get on the dunk tank. So you just have to show up and see who it is and then buy some balls and try to dunk them.
But you're going to be up there where they can dunk you. Okay.
I will, absolutely.
Are you wearing a shirt?
I'm wearing my scuba gear.
Okay, all right.
I can't swim.
Knock him into a shark tank. Okay, we're going to check in with Mike Corson of State Track coming up right after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
When you need to get rid of the pain, you want the best. You need to see Dr. Dan Quillen at Catalyst Therapy and Sports Rehab. Dr. Dan is Barton County's only board-certified clinical specialist in orthopedic physical therapy. No matter your age, when it hurts, he will help. Call Dan at 620-282-4825. That's 282-4825. Excellence-driven, unrivaled results. Catalyst Therapy and Sports Rehab. Inside the Fieldhouse at 9th and Madison in Great Bend.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
over there
are statistically
it's still alive.
Unlikely. good thing nature's got your back. STEM bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially since you're always growing and changing. Therapy is all about deepening that self-awareness, because sometimes you don't know what you really want until you talk things through. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Visit betterhelp.com/score to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/score.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
I feel like one of those, we're at a big track, we're having a race. So we're going to go down to the pitch right now. Trackside in Wichita. Here's Mike Corson. Mike?
And here they come down the backstretch.
What's happening in Wichita this morning? Or this
Pretty
afternoon?
nice morning. It's probably, 75 degrees out here. Feels about 85. So good thing that it is only 75. Good for the kids, good for the spectators.
What's gone on with anybody from Great Bend been in any events yet?
Yeah, so if I would have looked at the schedule, I would have known that 4 through 6A doesn't start until here about 2 o'clock. So no Great Bend kids have done anything yet. Do have a couple of area state champions. Shelley Mae Farmer, the reigning champion in the 3A pole vault, wins that again. Was looking a little sketchy for a while, but she ends up getting the win. And Alec Carlson in the 1A long jump.
Mike Corson with us now. So it's going to start here in just a little bit. Some of the early events that will be key for Great Bend girls, especially trying to get into finals and try to make a run at St. James.
Right, we got everything's running a little bit ahead. So it was supposed to start at about 2:10 the hurdles, and then they're going to have 2 heats of those, so they take a little bit. But Great Bend's quad Haley Peterson was going to be in that first event. And then they're basically running the prelims, and then we'll see the finals and all the field events throughout the afternoon, and then the 3,200-meter finals this evening.
Okay, some top performances that you've seen. Any state? I think there was a state record broke today. Wasn't there?
Chesney Peterson, talked to her. Great quote about representing small towns from western Kansas. So she only qualified in 3 individual events this year, and part of that was a push for the record. So she set the 2A meet record in the 3,200 this morning. And then we just had the steel tape come out over at the shot put pit. Below it's Grady Seifert, I believe, went 60-10 on the shot. He set a 3A state meet record.
60 feet, 10 inches. Aaron?
Getting back to the edge of the throwing pit, I see the final sign is 60 feet, and there's not much space behind it in the wall. So
I was going to ask you how much room he had to spare back there. Of course, you heard anything about Josiah Ball from Hoisington came in first in the prelims in the 110 high hurdles, second in the 300 hurdles. How do you think he stands and heading into finals?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be him and the Cure kid maybe from Goodland and maybe one more kid, but I think Ball was riding second most of that race. I believe he got the lean. I was a little shocked. I think it was 100th of a second that he won it by. So, of course, prelims just obviously a prelim, so he'll have to come out and do that again tomorrow with everything else on the line. And he looks pretty good. And I believe he won his 300 hurdles heat. And we haven't seen him in the pole vault yet, but he is going to be one of the favorites for that one as well.
And did you hear anything about Braden Strobel today yet? I believe he was a first place in the high jump in 3A for Russell.
Russell had a pair of kids in the high jump. Got to watch them both. Didn't get to see the finish of that, but I did see him. I think I saw him on the medal stand. So, yes, solid performance there from Russell.
Then we've had some relays from Maxville. Did you get a chance to see the boys 4x100 from Maxville? Came in third in the prelims. Don't know how confident to feel about them going into the final heat, but
yeah, and I think they've dealt with some injuries here late. No, I've actually been parked at the Class 1A pole vault
We've been waiting on Dighton's Max Neely to take an effort, and finally comes in at 14 feet. Believe he got his first clearance and won it with just going one time. So he's still going. He's got a season best of 15.7, and you can hear everybody clapping now. That's because Max Neely is going, and he's short.
He's trying to go 15.7 right now?
I can't see the sign. He came in at 14. Let me try to get over here and look.
And we're down on the track at Cessna Stadium with Mike Corson right now, on the prowl for pole vault results here today.
See if we can get kicked out here.
Tell him you're from Sports
He's
Day.
going at 16, it looks like.
What?
So no wonder he came up short.
Wow. Is that the record now? Of course, I'm asking all this stuff.
He might have been going. I think he was at 15.7 or 15.9, but of course that I don't know what the state meet record is. But the fact that they bumped it up that high tells me that maybe he is pushing for something a little special. He's a big kid. I thought he would be a slight build, getting up 16 feet in the air, but big shoulders.
Mike, we've got to run. You enjoy yourself the state track meet. We'll talk all about it next Tuesday on Sports Day.
You guys stay hydrated.
Okay. Mike Corson with us here on Sports Day.
Barton Community College enrollment days are back. Registration is now available for all sessions through July 26th. Make the enrollment process fun, fast, and simple. Reserve your spot to get everything set up for the fall semester in just one day. Visit with an academic and financial advisor, enroll in classes, take a tour of campus, and more. Visit enroll.bartoncccc.edu to sign up.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
There's nothing like A-STEM therapy. This is Tim Marcus from Progressive Physical Therapy in Hayes. Research shows A-STEM therapy improves muscle performance and neural functioning. It's highly effective for those dealing with tennis elbow, carpal tunnel, sports injuries, and general aches and pains.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Yeah, full studio today. We've got the losers back in here today after they couldn't deliver the goods yesterday. Just kidding.
It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's not a failure. It's just a stepping stone to success. That's what we have for Great Bend Panther baseball on the horizon.
Absolutely. I wasn't talking about the teams. I was talking about the announcers.
Just me and Hesher specifically.
Yeah, well,
I get you.
It's our fault that those teams didn't win yet.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a magic touch. You got to have it. Okay, you're doing state track reports.
Yep. One
over on 100.7 Eagle Country.
Yeah, and one I don't believe we hit on it earlier. Brennan Steiner, the young lady from La Crosse, came in 4th in the 110-meter hurdle. So she did also punch her ticket to finals there. So athletes from all around the area.
So getting in there at 4th, okay.
The top, I should say, I don't know if we've been, the top 8 qualify from prelims regardless of heat. So top, I believe it's top 2 fastest in each heat plus the next 4 is the breakdown they usually go to.
Okay. So you can watch those results, listen to Aaron. Guys, have a great weekend. See you back in here for one more day on Tuesday. Smile, Hash. Come on.
It's like a summer cruise, summer vacation.
Talk to you Tuesday, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM.